we do have a lot of people coming back, but we also lost a lot too. So we're going to need people to step up. And, you know, when the target's on your back, the pressure's even harder. So, like, I think our team this fall, we focused on, like, really putting a lot of pressure on them as much as we could in the fall to, like, get them ready for those moments. So I'm excited to see what we do.
That one is deep into center field. It's gone. On senior day, Abby Wingo with a grand slam.
Taylor Hill, what a blast.
And here comes the Pirates dugout towards home plate. And she is fired up.
The bats just kept on flowing for Seton Hall.
And the Pirates have completed the greatest turnaround in program history, winning their first Big East tournament title in nearly 2 decades.
As far as it goes in my role, I'm honestly just here to help anyone as much as I can, pitchers, catchers, anyone else on the team. Just here to support them, help them in any way that I can. But also for myself, I'm looking forward to learning the game from a different perspective because obviously I've never been in this kind of situation before.
Hannah's been super supportive. I mean, she's a catcher that I've learned a lot from, especially last year coming in and learning basically a completely new style of catching than what I was used to. She was really supportive through that, and I think like I just know that my teammates like have my back like going into this season, and that like it's gonna be a lot of stress and like it's a big role, but it's like also an opportunity that I'm really excited about, and I can't wait to like get out there and like I don't know, fill this role and do everything I can to like help the team.
The best way to be successful as a catcher is to build trust with your pitchers, and we obviously are all friends, like all the pitchers and catchers, we get along great. And if you form like that kind of trust with your pitchers, like Sydney's a drop ball pitcher, like she can't be afraid to throw a drop ball and it hit the ground and be worried if we're gonna block it or not. Like she needs to be able to trust that we're gonna keep it in front. Just like building trust with your pitchers is a big thing for being a catcher, but also just like having confidence in yourself. Like things can get crazy during a game, like you don't know what's gonna happen, but just always staying confident in yourself, and her and Caroline are both gonna play a big part in our catching staff this year. So
Erin came in last year and took on a pretty big role, and this year she's taking on an even bigger role, and she's really been learning from Hannah and just really stepping up into that role that we've needed her to be. And you know, we learned that Hannah wasn't going to play this season, and there's no doubt in my mind that Erin couldn't step up because she has really just worked into that role and done everything she's needed to do and more to get herself ready for this season.
Yeah, Sid, you know, she's gonna take that next step. We're looking for her to take that next step. She wants it too. Like no one wants it more than Sydney. You know, she pretty much like has been a vocal leader for us, like on the mound, in the dugout, and she's gonna need to step up and be that like next pitcher for us that leads the way, you know, and not being afraid of that moment. She had some really big games in conference last year, and I know, again, she's been wanting this moment for a long time, and I think she's ready for it. She worked so hard this fall. She had a very good fall, so I think she's ready to take that next step for spring.
Sid has just from the time that I've known her, my 3 years here, like she's grown so much as a person and a player. She's one of the hardest workers that I've ever met. She puts so much effort into her pitching, her hitting, just everything. And I think that we've, as an infield especially, have built that trust around her. Like she knows now that we've got her back. We struggled with it a little bit my freshman year, just having her back on like ground balls and stuff like that. So I think that she has gained so much confidence, and it makes me truly excited for what she's gonna do this year.
2023 Big East Pitcher of the Year, and that I'm sure it's an awesome feeling to know that you know, what you work so hard for. How do you look to continue to be and live up to that name and to that title?
It's definitely been in the back of my head a bit, especially in the fall, just really trying to get almost past it. Like, I know what I did last season, and I know I can do like a lot better too. I was dealing with some injuries, coming off shoulder, and then my leg injury that was lingering all season. So I feel like just kind of getting over that and kind of getting it out of my head will be super important to like, yeah, it builds confidence going into the season, but just trying to do like better and keep going.
I mean, Kelsey's just a beast. Like, it's hard to even describe that girl. Like, she truly is the definition of resilient. Like, she was going to do absolutely anything that she could to lead us to that Big East championship, which is exactly what she did. Like, I lived with Kelsey last year. I knew how much pain she was in, even like coming from her sophomore year where she didn't play at all because of her shoulder surgery. Like, she just worked so hard and stayed true to herself and trusted that she could be the one to lead us to that championship. And I'm just so proud of her and so proud to call her my teammate.
Now she's ready, like her mindset's there, her body's there to take on that role again this year of kind of like putting the team on her back and like not being afraid to be the one to put the team on her back. And I think, you know, you've seen it all fall. She works so hard. She really buys into like what she needs to do and not getting too high or too low. Like we saw that all last year. It's hard to like really rattle her. So I think she's ready for that next step and like really wants that pressure of like, hey, Seton Hall's like the team to beat and Seton Hall needs to be the team to beat, you know. So I'm excited to see what she does, and her leadership role is going to be big for us this year on the field. So I'm excited. I mean, nobody had a better season than Kelsey last year as a whole. So, you know, I think she knows that she can do it. Our team is so confident behind her, so I'm excited about it.
There's nothing that I think would ever stop us besides us. And I believe that, and I think everybody on our team believes that.
We need to let go of what happened last year and just like work towards doing it again this year.
You know what we want to do. We know what we want to do, and we know it's possible.
And it's going to be hard. It is going to be hard. You know, to get to the top is one thing, but to stay there consistently is a whole different thing. And they're embracing that. So, you know, they're ready for a fight every weekend.